I greet you from South Africa. It is Elmien CLAASSENS, and I am sharing with you from the University of Pretoria, Department of Social Work and Criminology. And today I am sharing on the student-centered approach to online learning during the pandemic. So as I said, my name is Elmien CLAASSENS, and I'm just going to stop sharing for one moment to just make you see my environment where I'm actually speaking to you. It is my home. It became my workspace for most of the last nearly 2.5, 3 years. And I thought of very aptly to use this environment to actually make this video, because I will be sharing just a little bit of how we connected with students during the global pandemic. So I'm going to stop my video and then I'm going to just share with you briefly about the last 2 years and what we've learned. So in the overview of what I will be sharing, I will share in brief about the context, just share some literature. What do I see as the student-centered approach? The action research, what exactly I did and we did in our department, what was the outcome, and I will share some of the feedback from students. So in terms of the context, we found ourselves, like everybody else in the world, in the COVID-19 pandemic, had to shift to online learning. So in a very short period of time, ourselves as lecturers and our students had to migrate to online learning. Faced a lot of mental health challenges. And I think mental health challenges, not just as lecturers, but even students as well, on both sides. People were really experiencing a lot of mental health challenges. In our curriculum, we had to adapt and make work with what we could. And in terms of our own context as a social work department, we were required to continue with individual supervision with our students, even though we found ourselves not in the same environment. In terms of literature, I'm going to share a little bit about Freire, that speaks about co-intentional learning and co-intentional education, which is stating that teachers and students attain knowledge of reality through common reflection and then take action. And we discover ourselves as permanent recreators. So it's not just lecturers recreating, but students have got the ability to also recreate. And this process of reflective learning, in my instance, brought about the balance between technology and putting students at the center of our pedagogy. I had to learn about a student-centered approach. As social workers, we are used to a person-centered approach that we teach our own students from Grobler, Schenk, and De Toy, which just means that we place people at the heart of everything that we do. Pedro and Evers refers to learner-centered learning environment that involves students in the learning process, and that the result of that is active participation in their own development, and we steer away from passive reproductive forms of learning. And I think most lecturers around the world will agree that a learner-centered environment in COVID, we've learned that has changed the way we do things. Mulescu and Tripon agrees that in the process of learning, the lecturer should always request feedback from the students. And this feedback regulates the interaction we have with students. Students feel accepted and their ideas are treated with respect. Then Greener refers to technology and the use of technology. And Greener actually says that the use of technological tools moves the teacher from the center stage, and it enables students to make technology-enhanced learning choices. And I, as a supporter of technology, am fully supportive that technology can enhance the learning process, but I also want to say that students need to stay at the center of the process. So with students at the center of the process, myself and our team embarked on a student-centered approach in terms of how we do things in our department during COVID-19. Why did I choose action research? Action research is my methodology for reflective learning and teaching, and professional development is where we link research and learn about practical knowledge. And personally, I have looked at Ronan that says that action research plays an important role in professional development, and we have to link research to practical knowledge, and it demonstrates educational improvement. So action research is a process where we look back at our practice and what can we learn from it and how can we improve. So what did we do? So in terms of individual supervision, we allowed our students to choose the platform they most felt comfortable with. Students knew their own environments better, and we put that choice in their hands. They could meet with me as the lecturer for individual supervision on Google Meet, Zoom, Blackboard, Collaborate, a WhatsApp video call, or even a voice call. And it's interesting to note that the outcome of this process was that all the students chose using the WhatsApp video call. And the question would be why? Because students said it's a relatively low-tech platform, it's much more user-friendly, it is a platform that's familiar to students, easy to use, less data intensive, and it provided a high-tech platform. It was not a high-tech platform that was out of reach, and the students became the drivers of technology. And I'm not sure if I said less data intensive. So in terms of South Africa, the challenges with data was ongoing, especially during the pandemic. Just some feedback from our students. One student said, I prefer the WhatsApp platform for supervision. It's convenient, easy to access. It's like a personal platform. I can share my true reflections. WhatsApp was very valuable, feels like face-to-face supervision. The struggle isn't bad for me with my laptop. I sometimes struggle. It's the most convenient media compared to others. So in conclusion, as a lecturer following a student-centered approach, I really am convinced that it brought about a human connection with the use of very low-tech tools. In the process, I've learned much from the students using low-tech tools and not always using high-tech tools. And I also believe that students are being equipped to go into their own future and to allow people that they will work with in the future as social workers to also utilize low-tech tools. The references that I refer to for everybody's use. And then lastly, my own contact details. If anybody wants to make contact with me, you are most welcome. There's my email address. And I thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I leave you with one last thought, that always make people connected. I think whatever we do, if it's technology, if it is using whatever means, I want to encourage you, never lose the human connection. I thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for the privilege of being part of this boot camp. Thank you so much.